Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine and this is going to be the May reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to get additional messages. Also keep in mind that these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Also, I may be speaking about you or the person that you're dealing with in regards to actions, emotions, etc. Also, situations that you may be initiating or things that are being presented to you to deal with in the month of May. And as I mentioned in my other readings, where I usually have the masculine and feminine sides up, saying how it stands more for energy than gender. So apply the messages as they may fit to you. Don't force them to fit. But the same goes with the gender of the people on the cards. Could be male, could be female. If it sounds like you, then it's you, regardless of the gender on the card. Because again, we have same-sex couples, etc. So I just wanted to put that up front. And also, I apologize for the things getting out a little late. I have not been feeling well. And you are last, but certainly not least. My son happens to be a Gemini, and his birthday is in June. So your birthday season is coming up, quickly approaching. And hopefully we'll have some good news for you here for the month of May. Was there anything else I wanted to say? I never want to forget, leave things out. Oh, yes, if you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. Also, if you care to connect on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, those links are below as well. I usually do daily card pulls for those social media sites. I haven't done it in the past week because, again, I haven't been feeling well. But if you care to receive daily messages, link up on those sites as well. Now what we have here is what you're going to be dealing with, why it's happening, what you're thinking, feeling, or doing, or want to do in regards to it, Spirit's advice, what you need to be aware of that could help you in this situation, what is the higher message involved, and advice. And we may or may not do further clarification with the Sibilis. Because these bottom row here is the card and these are actually the clarifiers, with the exception of this row. This is just whatever came out freehand. But if I do have to refer to the Sibilis because I'm incorporating those reversals, I may have to still keep checking the paper, and I apologize in advance if that takes me a little time to flip through the pages and all of that, but I'm just trying to give people as much as I can, much information as I can. And because the cards hold so many meanings and because we have so many Geminis looking, I like to be able to give a little something for everybody if I can. And I always refer to my notes because, again, like I said, these cards hold so many meanings and I may not recall them off the top of my head in the moment. So let us get going. We have to start off with milk and honey. So let us see what this says. Milk and honey, essential meanings, the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing, abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. The oracle message, you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You're even given the gift of nourishment, and you are given the gift of nourishment in every form. Relationship message, sensuality, connection, and passionate romance between lovers, sweet moments of understanding and love among friends and family are all here for you to savor now. Your heart's calling will be answered. Let your thoughts and feelings be sweet with gratitude, and you will be nourished with the honey of abundance. Prosperity message, there is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary. Spirit's emissary, Emissary. I don't know what that word means. Spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. That means you're ascending. Whatever your ascending sign is, that's what you should be working towards, embodying the traits of that sign. Your self node is your karmic house. It's where you came from, past life issues, so forth. Just a little, in case you didn't know what your true north is. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. And lastly, protection message. A nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly, before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted, feeling worse than before. You may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. So that is Milk and Honey. And we have Page of Pentacles in the reverse. We have Six of Wands. We have King of Cups in the reverse. We have Five of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So Milk and Honey, obviously, we're talking about an opportunity here, an opportunity for something great, for something better, and kind of allowing that to happen or manifest for you. In the Page of Pentacles, the page is, speaks of new opportunities, new jobs, financial opportunities, something tangible, something in the earthly realm. There are also messengers, make someone coming in making an offer. But in the reverse, it's, perhaps someone rejected someone's offer. It's also blocks that are in the way of achieving a goal that you might be looking to fulfill, not having planned right, a need to review things, a need for recommitment. It's a lack of success. It's a loss of faith in one's talents or abilities. It's a need to relax or lighten up as well. I think I said already, lack of progress and planning, short-term focus, again, not thinking long-term consequences of, again, our choices or actions. We have the Six of Wands, which is, the victory card, success, achievement, forward movement, attention for getting attention for our achievements, success. A successful outcome from harnessing our strengths and talents, overcoming challenges, believing in oneself, having faith in our achievements. Having faith our achievements will be received by others, feeling proud or worthy. a need to promote oneself, building a brand or a reputation. It's also ego behaviors and arrogance. Again, someone who's attention seeking in a more of a negative way. I'll sum it up after I go through it all. King of Cups in reverse, if this isn't you, this could be the person that you're dealing with. Again, male, female, doesn't matter. If we're dealing with emotion, it could be someone who's, feeling emotionally unbalanced, moody, depressed, could be drowning one's sorrows in alcohol, drugs. It's also someone who could be emotionally controlling and manipulative. Someone whose moods are up and down, volatility, toxic energy, again, depression, withdrawing. Someone who can be vindictive or vengeful, punishes through emotional manipulation, emotional blackmail. Again, someone who uses emotional manipulation for their own personal gain to kind of control people. And that's usually stems from some kind of wounding defense mechanism. Again, it's to push their own agendas and leaving you feeling uncertain about yourself, as if you're the problem, not them. This is a very common thing when dealing with like narcissists. Again, they make it more about your reaction than being wrong, than their actions being wrong. Again, avoiding accountability kind of thing. And it obviously leads to an undeserved emotional instability within you. Again, insecurity, whatever it is. And if it's a past person, you still need to work on releasing yourself from their controlling forces. Again, dealing with, I'm going to say abusive types, but again, abuse doesn't have to be physical. It could be, again, emotional manipulation, lying, gaslighting, financial abuse. There's all kinds of abuse. We also have codependency, struggling with self-deception or the deceptions of others. If you're dealing with a codependent kind of situation, which is usually something karmic, two people being brought together, feeding each other's wounds, because and needing to go through a karmic situation in order to realize what those wounds are, what needs to be healed, so that cycles don't continue either with the same person or with other people. It's also a need to see things as it is, being confused in love, being confused about how we feel. Then we have the Five of Swords, which is the one-up card, where really nobody wins. Shallow victories, disagreements that lead to tension and hostility, thinking one has won but still loses because you've hurt other people and possibly lost relationships. Others may have lost faith in you because of your behavior. Again, this could be you or someone else. So it asks you, is your point of view so important that you put your relationships in jeopardy? Again, always needing to have the upper hand. And usually it stems from, again, defense mechanisms, ways to control, to keep ourselves from being hurt. But sometimes it's self-sabotaging. Sometimes we lose relationships because of that. It's a need to compromise and try to see eye to eye with one another. It's possible future struggles that you might not be aware of. Ambition, but in a negative sense, either being callous winner or a dejected loser. Another one who lost. Price of winning wasn't worth the reward. Betrayal, unfaithfulness, jealousy, defeat. And then the Two of Pentacles. It's juggling concerns, the ability to handle unlimited problems, the ups and downs of life, conflicting interests, a need to balance opposing desires and interests. It's a need to remain alert, agile, patient, be clear on our priorities, what it is that we want, not to become distracted. Weighing out again one's options, the pros and cons, possible difficulties in the future that might occur in regards to this situation. If you're talking about reconciling, which seems to be the theme for everybody, it's about staying centered, going with the flow, a need to be flexible, and able to cope with, again, the ebb and flow of life. And then, of course, the Nine of Pentacles, which is the Independent Lady card in the upright. A single lady card. But in the reverse, it could be not wanting to be single. Perhaps you were involved with someone and you ended it, and now you're like, reevaluating. You perhaps, again, rejected someone. Someone kept offering something to you. And now you're kind of regretting the way you handled it. It also deals with financial setbacks, unwise decisions or actions. Financial setbacks due to unwise decisions and actions, and need to learn from your mistakes and build a more solid, secure foundation. Overinvestments in work, long hours at the detriment of your personal life, a need to return to a natural setting, the beach, the forest, the garden. So it's maybe needing to go out and meditate and clear your mind and reassess things and reevaluate again what it is that you want. It's a need to reevaluate and create balance in your work and personal life. May need to reduce your dependence on maintaining a certain lifestyle, or there's a resistance or a disbelief in yourself and what you can achieve. So again, to sum it all up, obviously, again, you're coming into a time where something can be made good out of something that wasn't handled well or seemed to have caused a lot of negative emotions or falling apart of relationships. Again, maybe not knowing what we wanted. So we rejected someone, and now we're not getting the attention that we once had from them. And now we're trying to figure out again what it is we want. Maybe we don't want to be single after all. And thinking that perhaps we've lost someone again because of the way we handled things. Pushing someone away, perhaps. And maybe again, this is you, unsure about what you feel, unsure about what you want. Or I don't. I don't really sense so much manipulation, but perhaps the person that you were dealing with was again, say controlling, but I feel like perhaps there were two people that came together that had their own sets of wounding. And, it created a karmic cycle, and things were brought up that made people feel there was a lot of insecurities, I guess controlling behaviors due to insecurities. Um, and it just became too much. So I think that, some people thought, well, maybe this just isn't going to work. A lot of fear perhaps involved. Um, and the one-upmanship is just kind of a lot of tit for tats, or people trying to control other people again to feed their own insecurities, but it kind of it backfired, and it caused things to kind of just fall apart. But maybe people are realizing that they don't want to lose the person after all. Again, they're trying to weigh things out, trying to figure things out. um, Six of Wands is also, a traveling card, a movement card. I mean, people might have moved away from each other as well. And perhaps career somewhat played a part in that. Maybe they left to pursue a job, or felt like the relationship was becoming like too much, and thought, I'm gonna just focus on my work or whatever and leave, and I didn't really want to be bothered. But now, since being separated, kind of reevaluating things, and gaining a little bit of a different perspective, and maybe feeling like that they want something different than what they thought they wanted. Maybe realizing again what could be, or what they kind of had, or what they were doing that kind of perhaps was self-sabotaging. Both people, obviously, because both people were approaching it probably from a wounding standpoint, fear-based, insecurities, for whatever it is. Now let us see, as we dive deeper into this, we have the why it's happening is faith, reconciliation, barrier, and diligence. So either somebody's wanting to have faith or is losing faith in regards to reconciling, because things kind of ended on a bad note. But again, I feel like there was a lot of tit for tat. Mountains made out of molehills, right? Yeah, mountains made out of molehills kind of things, like arguments over stuff that was, again, fear-based, trying to control the other person to feed, again, our own insecurities. It could have been both people or one person, and the other person got kind of like tired of it, felt like they were always pacifying the other person's insecurity, whatever it is. Diligence speaks about effort, work, putting work into something. Barrier obviously means that there's a challenge or an obstacle in the way, or they may feel like it'll be a challenge. Is this worth putting in the work and effort, or will there always be this tit for tat? And then we have fair gray-haired man, battle, destruction, and storm. Now, either you're the fair gray-haired man, or this is the person that you're dealing with. And again, doesn't have to be a man, but a fair gray-haired man could be someone in their 40s and up, or it's just someone who is mature, or you're hoping that someone has matured. So again, I feel like either, obviously, when you're dealing with, I want to say immature, but when you approach relationships from a childhood wounding place, again, fear of abandonment, fear of being neglected, fear of, being cheated on, or whatever it is, these insecurities um, that obviously stem from some kind of wounding, you're obviously approaching relationships from an immature standpoint, because you're coming at it with, again, all these insecurities, all this wounding, all this fear-based energy. It's not two people who have full knowledge of self, who have healed their childhood wounds, coming together to complement one another, not being codependent on another. Again, feeding two people, feeding each other's wounding. But this is why you're brought together in karmic relationships. It's to wake up what needs to be woken up so that it can be healed, so that you approach your next relationship, or if both people, go through this learning process from a mature place, understanding that love is about equal give and take. It's not about fear, because anything fear-based is not healthy. And you're always going to have arguments, again, not trusting people because you fear that, oh, my other people cheated on me before, so this person will probably do the same thing again, projecting a lot of our fears, which ends up self-sabotaging situations. So, this could be a symbol again of unsure if someone can approach a relationship from a mature standpoint. Wondering again if you can get past whatever difficulties that you've been dealing with. Destruction is like the tower. So it could be like, again, painful situations that you had to go through in order to get your epiphanies, your aha moments, to change your perspective of yourself, of how you enter into relationships, the why things happen, all of that stuff. It's like a big wake-up call whenever the tower comes in. And the battle, of course, could be these petty arguments, or just, again, unsure if you'll be able to resolve whatever seems to be the issue there. And again, I feel a lot of it has to do with people's insecurities based, again, on their past. And then we have hope, strength, power, and vulnerable. So either you don't know if there's any hope, or you're hoping that there's hope in the situation. Strength deals with, obviously, taming the beast, so to speak, within oneself, taming one's shadow self so that we don't create drama unnecessarily. Again, keeping ourselves in check, realizing, again, what's within us that we need to heal so that we don't self-sabotage. It's also about having the courage to pursue something or to give something another try. Power deals with our own power, stepping into our own power. It's also the magnitude of something. And then we have vulnerable here, which is all about our emotions. Could be fears of opening up, again, because we're afraid of being hurt. So we push people away, or whatever it is here that's caused this situation to kind of flounder. There's some, again, there's some things that need to be worked through here. Inner work, inner healing, recognizing, again, what we need to change about ourselves so that we approach relationships differently, so that we handle things differently. But again, it takes two people. So both people have to be doing that. And then we have wisdom, the lover's journey, loss, brown-haired man. Now, this is either us learning a lesson, gaining wisdom, needing in regards to a relationship, or we're needing to make a decision in regards to what we want based on the wisdom that we've gained through this experience. You know, do we want to continue in a relationship with this person? You know, or perhaps it's realizing what we've lost in regards to the brown-haired man. If you're not the brown-haired man, you may have lost the brown-haired man because maybe you rejected their offers because you felt that they were, I keep wanting to say immature in their approach. But again, it takes two to tango. And if there's karmic wounding there, both people are approaching it from an immature standpoint. Again, fear-based stuff, wounding, insecurities, which end up becoming power plays, again, to try to control so that we feel more secure. Let me see if we got any more. But again, with these realizations, you know, both people realizing this stuff, this is when an opportunity for the milk and honey can happen. Because it's all about growing, learning and growing. And sometimes you got to go through something, separate, go through your own aha moments or healing or whatever it is to kind of gain a different perspective on stuff, even as far as yourself. You know, why did I do that? Why did I ruin this opportunity? Because I'm just always was afraid if they're going to do what the exes did or whatever it is. You know, it's a necessary thing and it's good because, again, it makes it so that the next time around you're wiser and you can handle it differently and you can have a better outcome. This is what they're always trying to tell you, that even the failures, you know, they happen for a reason, and it's for your own growth. Whether or not you decide to go back to the same person, it's still it's about you and your journey, preparing you for whatever is coming in. Let's see, barrier. Barrier, we have Lamante, which is the female lover. She's looking at her locket here. She's thinking of the person, you know, that she loves. But it's also somebody who could be hiding her affections, again, possibly due to fears, past experiences, you know, fearing love, fearing expressing love, fearing of accepting love. And speaking of which, we have love here. And then we have disgrazia. This is like the tower, but in the reverse. So it's something, again, that was painful, that was difficult. It was a bad ending, or you feel that it was. And we have an ending again, Morte, which is about, it's kind of like the death card in the traditional tarot, you know, about obviously when something dies, something gets reborn, you know, rebirth, transition. It's also, again, something that ended badly. And it's also emotional detachment from a situation. This is on barrier. Let me see if that disgrazia in the reverse. If there's anything else. Helplessness. Helplessness. Ruin. It says here too, violence. If you're dealing with anybody violent, I'd say let that shit die. You don't want none of that back in your life. It says here too, slavery. So it's just like feeling bound. That's why I think of like the devil energy with that. The Amorte, abandonment, complete detachment, death, ending, breakup, imbalance, breaking points, fear, anguish. Again, it could be a fear of love because we're fearing getting hurt. So again, we self-sabotage situations. Both people could have been doing this. And perhaps the barrier here is to kind of overcome that and be able to be expressive with love and to receive love from a healthy place. Not again from a wounding, fear-based place, because it's only going to keep the cycle going. Diligence. We have Il Vivido, which is the widower. And it also symbolizes regrets. Regrets in regards to the past actions, past behaviors, whatever happened. It's also living in the past. Again, perhaps projecting past experiences into present ones and self-sabotaging situations. But again, diligence speaks about putting in work, putting in effort, because we're having regrets about how we handled a situation. Fair gray-haired man, we have Donati, which deals about money or what things that we value or investing in something. In the reverse, it speaks about money issues. Perhaps the person you were dealing with always seemed to have money issues. I think there's a couple other meanings for that. I'll look for the reversal. We have Amalto, which is the depression card, a low morale, like not wanting to put in the energy and effort. And the reverse, I think it's just more of that. Battle, we have Fortuna. This is, like good fortune, hoping things turn around for the better. And then we have Militare, which is about difficult situations, or trying to strategize on how to turn things around for the better. This is on battle, overcoming difficulties, looking to weather the storm. Let me look up this Donati in the reverse. Money issues, debt, loss of money, money not received, the future, something new or is yet to be known. So again, if we're taught, and then the Amalto in the reverse, crisis, coldness, non-development, confinement, block situations. This again was on fair gray-haired man. So again, perhaps we're uncertain about the future. We're fearing the future. We don't know if anybody's, perhaps going to change. I don't know if there's ever been, money issues here. You felt like perhaps you were always kind of footing the bill for stuff. Or if you're the fair gray-haired man again, you could have some money issues. Nothing seems to be kind of moving forward for you. And perhaps it played some kind of part in why things ended or whatever issues that you were having in this situation. hope, we have La Superbia in the reverse. And the upright, it deals with arrogance, ego. Ego could be anything. Fear, anxiety, worry, you know, shadow self stuff. Again, self-sabotatory behaviors that hold us back. La Vecchia Signora. This is kind of would be like the fair gray-haired woman in this, you know, somebody in their 40s or up, or this is symbolizing the past or someone from the past, male or female. It's also, again, maturity, you know, wisdom. You know, with age comes wisdom, same as this. It's like both people kind of learning from the experience. This is on hope. So let me see this with Superbia in the reverse. Pride, vanity, arrogance, ego in the up or reverse. Conceit, self-importance, pretentious. So again, perhaps there's a hope to overcome that, whatever ego-based stuff that may have played a part in why this ended. Again, one-upmanship, controlling behaviors, insecurities, whatever it is, you know, wanting to kind of overcome that, hoping to, in regards to this person from the past, or again, growing and maturing through our realizations, through the experience again, to overcome this. You know, having courage, again, in order to be vulnerable and open up, again, to be receptive and not push things away out of fear-based stuff. Vulnerable, we have La Fidelta, which is loyalty, faithfulness, fidelity, you know, close relationships. This is reverse, so this is, you know, a falling out of that. All right, anything else for La Fidelta? It's also unfaithfulness, infidelity, insecurity. That's what I was saying. I feel like there was lack of trust, infidelity, insecurity, tainted love. This is on vulnerables, and this is, I think that there was a lot of fear-based energy here in regards to opening up, in regards to trusting. So again, you know, there was a lot of insecurity, and insecurities led to self-sabotatory things, pushing love away, one-upmanship, trying to control things, but now kind of not happy with the way that all went about. Realizing certain things in the aftermath. Let me see what else I can get here. I feel I need a new shuffle. Oh, I forgot the doggy. Wisdom. Oops. Wisdom. Wisdom, we have la conversation, which is about, perhaps needing to have a conversation in regards to what we've learned from this experience. Speranza, this is all about having hope. But then this is also feeling hopeless. And then we have La Reunion, which is obviously relationships, reuniting, the reconciliation here. And then we have the Precious Gift, which is all about offers, again. But this is in the reverse. Loss of relationship. Loss of love. Loss of someone's love. Or we realize what we've lost because we weren't giving with our love or open with our love. It's the end of love in the reverse. It's also infidelity again. And of course, the Lamante, the lady in the reverse, it's someone who's feeling a little, I want to say resentful, but there's some fickle, that's the word. It's also somebody who's promiscuous, supposedly. And a love reunion, more stuff here. Romantic encounter or job offer, reconciliation, return of a lover, someone or something that returns from the past, reunion of people, meeting, recovery, positive outcome, healing. What is this Speranza? Lost hope, depression, frustration, failure. So again, maybe feeling depressed because we realize what we've lost, wanting to have a conversation to reveal that, maybe looking again to heal a situation. And the Precious Gift in the reverse, saying that's something that can improve over time, I believe. Difficult situation that finds a solution over time, slow improvement. But it's, again, it will find a solution. Again, obviously having conversations, realizing what's within us that needs to change. This all helps with the process. Oops. Brown-haired man. We have Mercante, which is the merchant. Deals with contracts, negotiations, agreements, trying to find mediations, trying to come to an agreement. And then we have Lamika, which is the friend, the confidant, someone who's reliable, someone who we consider to be our best friend. So either you're the brown hair man looking to reconcile with this person, or vice versa. You're the Lamika. And I think that Lamika, even though there's a female here, in here, it just, I think it could be, again, either or. Because there's no Lamiko, you know what I mean? I'm a Lamigo. Lamika is just friend, confidant, relationship of trust. But it says female friend or loved one. Helpfulness, comfort, friendship. So again, friendship could be either or. Maybe trying to regain back people's trust. And my cards are going all over the place. What you're thinking, feeling, or doing, or want to do. As we have secrets. So either this could be revealing secrets, again, revealing the wisdom that we've learned, revealing our true feelings, what we're thinking, feeling, what we want to do. This is also kind of releasing our fears of the unknown, releasing our fears of needing to control things, because we're realizing that's, nobody wins in that situation. It's kind of be open to the secrets that the universe has in regards to your relationships and your life, to kind of just be open and to take a leap of faith. This is also about new beginnings. This is also looking before we leap. Being cautious in our choices and our actions as well. Slow and steady wins the race. And then we have ending. So this is perhaps hoping things haven't ended, or we realize that we acted foolishly in ending a situation, or the way things ended. And then we have the dark-haired man, which is, somebody who's all in their shadow self. This could be, again, fear, anxiety, worry, whatever it is, anger, resentment. It's also somebody who could be shady. And then we have justice. This could be karmic justice, or wanting things to work out in our favor. And then we have forgiveness. So somebody's perhaps looking for forgiveness, or hoping to be forgiven, or might need to extend some forgiveness. Again, both people being able to be forgiving for each other's behaviors, especially if they both learned from the experience and are willing to put in the efforts to change some things. Let me see. Ending. Something that ended bad. But again, that's something that woke us up. Ending. Geez, these are all reversed. We got Viaggio in the reverse. We got Il Dilettante in the reverse. We got Il Pensiero in the reverse. We have Letterato in the reverse. And we have Belvedere in the reverse. My Lord. This is all, Il Pensiero, this is having negative thoughts about something. Letterato is refusing to do the self-reflecting. Il Dilettante is about foolish choices, but in the reverse, it's like, regressing into that, like cycles, repeating cycles of foolish choices that we make, patterns of behavior that we keep engaging in that causes us to self-sabotage or to lose relationships, or where no one wins. Viaggio is about forward movement. It's about travel as well. In the reverse, it could be delays or feeling like unable to move forward. But wanting to. Let me see. In Belvedere, this is about having foresight, being able to see long-term vision in regards to a situation, or to be on the lookout for something that could be coming in that's good news, or in the reverse, it's something that might be coming in that's bad news, or fearing that. Again, perhaps again, fearing that it's the end. So fearing that whatever's we're hoping for won't come to pass. Like we've ruined another situation. Again, having negative thoughts about it. But we're needing to think positive, because milk and honey is here. Let's see. Viaggio, positive change, progress, evolution, slow development, slow movement. Again, but hoping for progress, hoping for a positive change from this, bad situation that happened, a bad ending. El Pensiero again, negative thoughts. Malicious or criminal intentions. Hopefully no one has any of that. It's also the subconscious mind. Psychic powers. So maybe even needing to use one's intuition. Not having negative thoughts. Not thinking that everybody has cruel intentions. Again, if it's a repeating cycle of us not trusting because of things that we've been through in the past, again, it's self-sabotaging. Il Deliriante, again, the reverse, regression, relapse, again, falling back into same old, our foolish behaviors, setbacks, that's what it is. In the Belvedere, here's this darn thing. See, I don't understand how I can look for something. Oh, Belvedere. I'll pass it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, where the hell is it? It's like you've already looked at it. Belvedere again, delayed news, arrival of something or someone best kept at a distance, unfortunate news on the way. Again, this could be fearing that. Fearing the worst. Where's the Literato? That's what I want to find. And that's the last one. See? Look at this. This is freaking ridiculous. Literato. In C. Here's the C's. See? Pass right by it. Oh. In the reverse, calculating or scheming person. Obsession, distorted reality. Again, our perceptions being distorted. Having negative viewpoints on things. It only took me 10 minutes and going over 10 times to find the stupid Literato. Let's see what else is here. The Spirit whispers, divine guidance, higher knowing in the challenge position. Gaia's garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow, again in the challenge position. So let us see. Number 3, this is what you might need to know that can help you. Spirit Whisperer warns that you're about to go astray and you need her guidance. Red flags are waving and you must pay attention lest you find yourself cleaning up messes you didn't even know you've made. She challenges you to start again and to trust your intuition. In time, you'll be back on track. On this occasion, you can't possibly go wrong since you're that much more aware of the possible challenges you need to step away from. If this is about a relationship, you may be repeating something in your past that you don't need to relearn. Stay away, as this may end up a costly distraction. That said, lessons learned over and over make for great wisdom later. That's why I mentioned here about, repeating cycles, finding ourselves repeating things. Same situations, different people. So again, hold on. King of Cups reverse, we have a Nemigo. This is somebody who doesn't have our best interests at heart. This is the enemy. Someone that we feel is conspiring against us or who is. So I said, it could be deceptive, manipulative. And even in regards to, again, if this is you behaving in this way, you keep ruining opportunities or relationships because you keep engaging in these repeated behavioral patterns that are, need to be addressed and need to be changed. Or you keep finding yourself with people who are like this and ending up in situations where nobody wins because, well, you win if you learn the lesson. But there's a warning here to not keep repeating things or find yourself in similar situations. Like there's a wisdom that needs to be gained here, and there's therefore an opportunity for the milk and honey to happen after you've gained that wisdom. Because again, your approach to relationships and stuff will be different. You won't find yourself in shady situations with shady people or behaving in that way. And then we have Lamante again in the reverse on the King of Cups. So again, you could be feeling this way about this person. Or your behavior caused you to lose the love of someone. Mercante in the reverse. Shady dealings. Again, shady behaviors. Somebody was being shady. Somebody was one-upping. Dark-haired man. Again, like I said, somebody that could have been shady. That's why people wonder, can people change? Have people learned? Have they, is it possible, or is there too many barriers in the way here? Is all lost, or is it better that it's ended? If I'm wanting to get what I want, I need to practice forgiveness and be willing to again embrace the unknown, take a leap of faith and embark on a new journey and a new beginning and be open to something new, especially if you feel like you're unsure about a situation or if things going to be repeating. Like I said, it could be different scenarios here. It could be people engaging in self-sabotatory behaviors that cause them to lose a relationship, a lot of insecurities, fear, whatever, manipulative behaviors, whatever it was going on. Well, people obviously trying to figure things out, what they want, what they don't want, what they don't want to repeat. They don't want to go through any more painful situations. They don't want to be involved with people that they can't trust, or needing to overcome that fear in general, because it could be feeling that way with anybody. Um, but you could have been dealing with somebody who, was a little bit untrustworthy, or you felt that they were, or you were being shady. If you were the Nemiko in the Mercante and King of Cups in reverse, um, trying to one up again, but maybe realizing that it cost you. And again, I feel like there's a lot of reevaluating going on here. So I always got to check. It's like it never fails. Every reading I do, somebody was being deceptive. It's like, what's going on with people? Somebody's always lying, cheating. Like, it's sad, in truth. It's sad that people treat each other like that due to their own stuff, baggage, wounding, conditioning, childhood stuff. It fucks them up for life, and it makes them fuck over other people. This whole thing, but again, it's part of why you're here, living, learning, peeling back the layers to decondition yourself, whatever love looked like to you as a child, whatever defense mechanisms that you developed that make it so that you think a certain way about yourself, that you interact certain way with relationships, based in that wounding, going through karmic stuff again. But it's sad to me. Every reading I do, somebody fucked somebody over, lied, cheated, and it's depressing. When I do these readings, I just get depressed because I'm like, is there any hope for humanity at all? And it's sad to see people all messed up over stuff that other people do, and also what they allow because of their own wounding. That's why I said, if you've got kids, make sure that they don't grow up into adults that have this stuff. Make sure that you give them proper guidance. Make sure you give them proper love so they grow up with a healthy self-esteem, a healthy sense of self-worth, self-love, and self-respect, so they don't find themselves in these kind of situations, because they'll be able to pick up on it right away. They won't settle for less than being treated right. The cycle begins in childhood. So if you're a parent, I'm a parent, nobody's perfect, but do your best so that kids don't grow up feeling less than and entertaining people that treat them less than. It's very important. And it's also important as an adult to make sure you heal whatever stuff that might you not even realize is playing a part in your choices and your behaviors in life and in relationships, so that you can have better, because you deserve better. It would be nice to see a reading where somebody wasn't lying and cheating and screwing someone over and someone in deep depression and sadness over the experience and all this. It would be, but it's like it's always here. It's always here. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, most adults don't even realize their lives are the way that it is, that they think the way they think about themselves, that they keep finding themselves in repeated cycles because of childhood stuff. And some people never learn. Not everybody watches tarot readings. Not everybody goes to therapy and starts digging through the skeletons, It's like, but it's necessary. It is definitely necessary for healing. 18. When Gaia appears as a challenger in her garden, she gently points out that you've forgotten to give back to the world, or perhaps you've become lazy, expecting fruit to fall from the tree while you rest below its leaves. Gardens require tending, water, and food for the soil. Everything you have within you is needed in the world, so don't underestimate the power of what you have to offer. Timely effort is called for when Gaia challenges you to help her in the garden. So ask not what you will get, but what you can give. You'll be pleasantly surprised by this change of perception. Be careful not to procrastinate too much, or the window of your current opportunity might close. Yet, even if you do miss this one, as long as you're willing to help in the garden, you will most certainly see another. So, if there's an opportunity to heal something, again, if both people are recognizing what needs to be fixed within themselves, and there's a possibility to fix the relationship, maybe they're saying, hey, if there's a possibility for that, go for it. But if there's just a possibility for something to repeat again because both people aren't on that same page, be wary of that. Don't go down the same road again. Move towards the milk and honey, even if that's with someone else. And the higher message involved here is feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. Again, feminine doesn't have to be female. It's just the feminine energy. And this is about being open and receptive, nurturing, caring, things like that. Not being afraid of that. Fearing love, giving and receiving love, etc. And then we have devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I'm clear about what to do next. This is, of course, being devoted to yourself first and foremost, to your own healing, your mental and emotional well-being, devoted to your spiritual growth, devoted to your path, to your future, to your life, to doing things that'll bring you again to the land of milk and honey, to not engage in things that are going to set you back or self-sabotatory or allowing you to get screwed over by people due to their own stuff. I always use the devotion. It's like devoted to yourself first and foremost, because when you have self-love and self-respect and healthy boundaries, that will reflect outside. What is inside reflects outside. You'll attract better situations for yourself. And then we have tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. And then also love. Love is the answer to all my questions. Again, self-love. Because when you love yourself, you enter into relationships from a healthy place, not a wounded place. And enthusiasm. Whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I will follow, and also prayer. Instead of worrying, I pray about the situation to bring about real solutions. Again, control what you can, release what you can, and whatever you have to release, give it up to the universe, pray about it, put out positive whatever, and know that whatever's meant to be for you will be for you. Whatever's not, let it go with grace, learn the lessons, and open yourself up to receiving better. In whatever way the universe wants to bring that in, whether it's with the same person or someone new. But have enthusiasm. Focus on love where possible. It means allowing healing to happen. And the advice is retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Maybe you need some time to yourself to kind of heal, to regroup, to weigh things out, to get in balance, figure out what direction you want, what you want. This is also retreat, is spending time with someone else. So maybe you need to spend some time with this person, have these talks, have this conversation, if this is somebody you're looking to get back with. But again, know what you're dealing with. I don't like Kings of Cups in reverses and shady cards like this and dark, again, know with what you're dealing with. And for me personally, I would never re-entertain liars, cheaters, deceivers, someone that's screwed me over and left me, set me on fire and watch me burn. I can learn to have forgiveness over time, but I don't take chances like that anymore. For me, what's done is done. But if you want to entertain somebody again, maybe spend some time with them. Let's say in here, flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. Or this is about spending time with yourself. but also being open to new possibilities. Allow time for healing, but hey, be a little, maybe flirt with other people, go out with your friends, see if you can meet someone new, whatever it is. Pay attention to the red flags, the signs are cautioning you. If something feels off, if people don't seem like they've changed, pay attention to that. Heed the warnings, don't repeat things. That's a big one, especially dealing with reconciling with people. Someone from your past is returning to your life, and if they are, pay attention to the red flags. Look for actual change backed with consistency, not just words, not just actions, because actions can also be temporary just to get back in the door. Allow things to move slowly, let people prove themselves. And we're dealing with reconciling. And then we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. But again, I always throw the warning, know what you're dealing with. Sometimes feelings can put on those rose-colored glasses, and we miss the red flags because we don't see what's really the truth. We see what we want to see. So again, just be aware when dealing with any past people. And this could also mean romantic feelings. Your feelings are worth real and exploring if you're looking for true love, if you're looking for something. Maybe someone from your past is returning to your life in the future, and the signs of caution you in regards to this person. Don't go back to something and repeat it. Extend your lighthearted energy to other people. Maybe you need to take some time for yourself, be single for a while, whatever it is, to kind of reevaluate again what you want, what you don't want, what you'll accept, what you won't accept. Know with what you're dealing with. Don't settle for less than what you deserve. Heal yourself. Recognize what's in you that needs to be fixed so you stop attracting these kind of situations, so you get out of karmic cycles. Healing, healing, healing. That's what will save you in the end. And on that note, my lovely, you are the longest reading. I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck in regards to this and anything else you might be going through. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I think that's it. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Watch out for those Kings of Cups in reverse. Bye-bye.